Hello Taurus, this is a timeless reading for you, starting with the card Winter, followed by Vision, Infinity, Lust, Irresponsibility, and Joy. And I feel like in the first row, everything here is about time. It seems that you are or will soon come out of a time where you have just been frozen in time. And this is due to a spiritual lesson that you had to learn. I feel like you might have literally been frozen, or not literally, but almost literally frozen on a spot. It could be that you were having troubles to move away from a home that you didn't like, from a town, city, village, whatever, if it is, or even a country. It could be just your apartment or house, or the entire community around you, the continent on which you live. There is something that you couldn't get out of. You were stuck there, you were frozen. And I feel like even though you didn't become emotionally cold, it seems that your emotions also were frozen in a certain way, so that you could look at them, when they are wavering and when they are fluctual and they keep shifting, because that's often what emotions do. It is hard to hold on to them and to understand them from, to step away from these emotions instead of, being drowned in them. So I feel like all of this happened on purpose, whether you're aware of it or not. You being frozen like this snowman, this was part of your life. This was part of your lesson. This is part of your purpose. But this phase is ending. For some of you, it could have been a very long phase that lasted for several years. And there were positive and negative sides to it. The negative is, we don't like being stuck. Usually we want to move forwards, especially if something doesn't please us. We want to move away from it. But it seems that this didn't work out for you for quite a while. And at the same time, there is a very positive aspect to this, because you learned several lessons, you became aware of several things, especially spiritually, and there is this teaching about time here, or timelessness, or both. It's like you, within this state of being frozen on the spot, you became the core of something very huge, and this is what made you able to see the whole picture of something. Being frozen in time made you realize that there is something timeless to our existence. I feel like it enabled you to see the present, the past, and the future all at once, and you see why everything is the way it is, why everything had to happen the way it happened, and how your past, present, and future, how they are connected. Like, this is a huge thing, a huge realization here. And the next card is Vision. So now finally that you have this realization, you are allowed to move towards your future, to move towards a vision that you might have had a long time ago and you were wondering when it will come true. And I don't mean a vision, this kind of stuff that people put on their vision board, some kind of goal they want to achieve. It is not something that comes from this kind of egoic perspective. I mean a true vision. that we don't create in our mind on purpose. That is not our fantasy or our wishful thinking. It is a vision that was given to you that might have felt very profound, but it couldn't come true for a long time. And now you will realize why it took several years until you could move towards this vision. And maybe these years felt super long and senseless to you, but after having had this huge realization, you understand why it took this time, this amount of time, and why you had to learn the lesson about timelessness first before you could move into your future, even though that sounds contradictory. We have infinity here, so all of it is about time, timing. Infinity is timeless as well. It is somehow the opposite of this winter card, like being frozen on the spot, because infinity feels ever flowing, and yet they feel similar, because if you're frozen on the spot and it feels infinite, like you can't move, you feel like you will be stuck there forever. This is a negative kind of infinity, while the infinity card feels more fluid and positive and open. So you are moving out of this stuck situation because you have learned a great lesson. And now it's time to get back into the flow. And I don't always have this in readings, but sometimes it appears. The second row so far feels quite cut off from the first row. Like the first row, the top row, is more about your spirituality and about your spiritual learning. And the second row feels like it relates more to your human learning. Like there's something about immature relationships here. It could be that this is a topic, for example, about your parents. Maybe your parents had a very irresponsible way towards each other and towards their children. You will realize something that is very lust-based versus true relationship or true partnership or love. This is something that you will free yourself from. This is a realization that, yes, it also, of course, everything in our life is spiritual if we look at it very closely, but you know, it's just more teaching here about partnership. Could also relate to friendship. With this joy card, I feel like there is an importance to the way you feel within yourself, the way you see yourself, and the way you feel when you are all by yourself. Like this is a joy that comes from a very deep space from within you, and it is not bound to relationships, whatever kind of relationships there are. This is a very autarkic joy. With the lust and irresponsibility, this could also, if this is not your pattern in relationships, it could be that maybe you had a lot of friends around you, you know, who are on this kind of level. So whatever, if it's your own pattern or someone else's, it is something that keeps on appearing in your life, and you will free yourself from that. And it will bring a lot of joy to your life. The bottom of the deck we have Justice, and I feel like this card in your case is more about feeling balanced, feeling peaceful. There is a calming. I also feel like there is some physical healing coming in For some of you, I'm getting, if you have been struggling with a lot of headaches or migraines, there is some kind of relief coming here as well. It feels very calm, very soothing. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.